What is going on, guys? It is your boy Forever One Ghost here, and once again, my friends, I am here back at it again with a brand new anime review video, and I got the homie Crumb with me.
What's up?
So today, guys, me and my good friend Crumb are actually going to do a very thorough review of Sword Art Online. So I'm going to hand it off to my good friend Crumb. Take it away, buddy.
Alright, so for those of you who don't know what Sword Art Online is, highly recommend it. It is a series based in 2022, I believe? Yeah,
Yeah,
2022, where VR MMORPGs are brand new, everything, and they open up this game called Sword Art Online. And with the set that they use called Nerve Gear, which uses all your senses that puts you into the game, you're transported into the world of SAO, and it's a sword-based fighting game where you go level up. It's your average RPG game, except you're actually in it, and same deal, pretty much all swords.
yeah,
So, out
yeah.
of 1,000 testers that were in the closed beta, there was one man, Kirito, or Kazuto Kirigaya.
Kirigaya.
Kirigaya. My bad.
You're getting the name wrong.
So, out of 1,000 testers, he was one of them, and was given very exclusive access to the game, considering there was maybe millions of people that went into this game first day it released. So out of millions of people, there were only 1,000 that was able to test it.
Yep.
And when that happens, everyone gets on, and they're all having a good time. When it becomes the end of the day, everyone goes to log off, and they can't. So they're like, what's up? Then at that, they're all teleported back to the town of beginnings, which is the first floor, and they are all told that they must go through every single floor, all 100 floors, and beat the game to be released. They can't leave the game until they win. And this causes huge panic from everyone, and they're all given their original bodies back, and that causes weird things for people. And yeah, that's pretty much the beginning and how everything starts off in Sword Art Online.
It's thank you, Crumb, for all that. I pardon if you did hear me tapping. I was just sending a message to someone. Aside from that, guys, they were locked in a virtual reality game with their nerve gear intact, everyone being put into the game that we all know now as the death game. Akihiro Kayaba was making this game purposely to see who can survive and who will die. And that sense of it all, we were thinking, whoa, what the hell? This guy's putting all these like kids and like somewhat grown men are in here like fighting for their lives. And it kind of puts me into thinking, like, I've seen a lot of animes like this, but seeing it in this perspective, in the way that they made this show, was kind of crazy, Crumb. I kind of didn't really, I kind of always expected shows like this because I always seen different variations of these things happening. I know there's plenty of shows where people are like, locked up in a game, they can't get out until they complete it and stuff like that. But this one takes the cake,
Mm.
and a lot of people like this, too, because this was brought up on Toonami. And people always said, I doubt this is true, that this show saved Toonami, which is a lie, because Toonami has been one of the most popular anime producing shows or programs on television that has provided that before even Crunchyroll or any other apps or stuff that were featured.
And it's definitely, as well as a great fighter game, a great love story as well, with Asuna Yuki coming later into the show, and spoilers, they actually end up getting married in game.
Yep, they end up getting married in the first season, right after they fought together. They helped out together to clear out some of the game's levels, and it wasn't easy.
Mm-mm.
But this was a challenge that I did expect from the heroic characters of Kirito and Asuna, and seeing this work together, like the characters were great. A lot of the characters that they've met in the show, from Egio and Klein, and many others of the show that have popped up that helped him in his quest. You know, it's kind of insane. You know, just to see like like I say, a lot of shows like this that involve swords and fighting and very virtual reality kind of stuff is very cool because it brings you back to seeing like technology at its finest on a show. You know, just like Psychopaths, how a lot of the show had a very powerful gun that it could detect crime, but in reality, it was just the minds of crime lords that were inside of these guns that were allowing to see who could be persecuted and killed. Kind of in the same sense of this game, where you have to decide if you want to live or die, or do you want to live to get out of this game,
Yeah, and
which is
I,
no. Go
I
ahead.
mean this is me personally, but the characters themselves are very, I wouldn't say easy to relate to, but they definitely give off the good like mood, and they give off good personality to where you can see it. Like
Oh,
I
absolutely.
definitely enjoyed Kirito's what is it, personality, because I felt more towards it, like loner type, do it yourself, be good at what you do.
Yeah, he wanted to be the loner to carry all the weight on his own. He didn't want to burden anyone with his problems or his ordeals, and it ended up being such to the point where I think this happened in the first. No, it did not happen in the first game. Never mind. I don't want to bring it up. My apologies. Or maybe it did. I'm not sure. Did
There was a point, spoilers, where he did join a guild.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up, but I didn't know if it was in the first season. I
Yeah,
forget. I thought it was in the
it
second
was in
season.
the first season. Sword Art,
Yeah,
Ankred, or I believe. Let me see what the name was. It was yeah, Ankred or something.
Incrad. Yeah.
But pretty much he joins a guild with these people that are all friends, and they're all doing well for each other, and one day they go and they actually get into a trap room, and that's when all of them except for Kirito dies.
Yeah, it was sad because he was helping these guys out. I think the clan was called Wildcats,
I don't
um,
remember
or
offhand.
something of that sort. Huh?
I don't remember offhand.
Yeah. If you guys know the clan or the guild's name, please leave it in the comments below. I might have gotten it wrong. If it's not the Wildcats or it's something different, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so he was working with them, helping them, getting money and upgrading tools and equipment. He felt like he was a part of something that he felt was important to him. Until one moment, as Crumb brought it up, they were all going into a room, more or less, or a raid, and they get locked in a trap room where they ended up getting killed by an infinite group of bad guys or whatever it was that were killing them, and ended up taking their life forces away, and they couldn't escape because the room trapped them in. So any of their orbs or even their escape gems couldn't work in there. So he witnessed his friends die, and the girl that was the most important to him at that time had passed away right in the middle of him, and it kind of hurt him. Seeing that kind of very unmerciless murder just happen in front of his eyes, and it's very sad. It's very horrible.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean that's back to what I was saying with personality and with the characters and even the show itself. Like you got the characters, they got their feelings and all that. You could tell that definitely changed him, but it also hits you in a certain way as well, you know? Like
Oh,
they
absolutely.
were in there for a good time. Like they were there for the whole episode, but you got a good feel for who they were.
Yeah, they told you who they were, the kind of characters that they were, the perceptives of what they were, what they wanted to do to help out one another. And I like that. I kind of felt like, you have a personal attachment to a lot of these characters, especially the characters in Sword Art. I may not remember all of them, but I do remember the main two characters that were friends with Kirito, which was Egio and Klein.
Klein was the
And I know that
best.
they've met others behind it. Huh?
Klein was the best.
Yeah, Klein was the man. I love this character very much. And Egio was a blacksmith that was helping out Kirito a lot of the times too. And right around the time is where he met Asuna as well, which is pretty awesome because that's at the same time as where they started getting closer and becoming more friends and helping one another out. And I think Kirito met another blacksmith. I forget her name. Do you know her name, Clem? I forget.
I think I know who you're talking about, but there were some other people that he did meet. The dragon tamer.
Right,
If,
which was holding the little girl that was holding the dragon that was called Pina.
yes, I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, I forget her name too. I feel like a complete duntat. If you guys know the names of these characters, let me know in the comments below as well. I am clueless today, guys. I apologize,
We
but
do very
yeah,
little
see, those,
research, but we
no,
know
I
our
mean I know them
stuff.
so well enough, but it's just that I can't remember exactly the names. Like I remember them lightly very well, but it's all good though.
We
But
draw
you
our
guys know who
blanks.
we're talking about. That's all that matters. So once he met all of them, one of the first girls, which was the blacksmith, the female blacksmith, was helping Kirito make one of his newest swords,
Yes.
which he was looking for a rare dragon metal. And the only way you can get it was through the dragon species, which is what it was. And he laid out a fat one where he found a chunk of metal, a very rare emerald metal, dragon metal, and he had made it into the point where he made it into a sword. And at that time, while he was rescuing her and they were trapped in the hole where the dragon was, this is the first time someone ever confessed their love to someone out of nowhere. And this is the first time he ever had that person like say they loved him, and he couldn't hear while they were like midair going to die, which was kind of insane at the same time too. But like who would have thought, Crown?
Yeah. So, how would you rate it exactly if you were to rate this show?
Wow, I mean, definitely a very solid 8.5 show, a definite top 10, top 20 show, a very entertaining, very action thrilled show. Obviously, there are other seasons and a movie. And don't worry, we will be doing these reviews as well with many other people if we can find more people to do it with. If you guys are interested in helping myself and Crumb make more anime review videos, let us know in the comments below. And another thing, as always, my good friends at Viewster, guys, make sure to check those guys out. They're very good friends of mine, and they always support my anime reviews and content creations with them. So make sure to check them out at Viewster.com. Make sure to check out their omakasas and at www.viewster.com as well, and on Twitter at Viewster. But yeah, what do you rate this anime as well, my good sir?
I had to give it a 9. I'll say that straight
Really?
off. It
Nice, nice, nice.
I'll tell you, from all the animes I watched, it was very memorable to me. Like, a lot of things just clicked to me. It was a very touching story overall, and definitely going into the other seasons, which we'll talk about later, it was very adaptive. You
Oh
could
yeah, of course.
just like put yourself into it, and you felt as if it was there. It definitely came to me, and I'd have to give it a top 10 there. Definitely in the
On
top
your top
10s.
10 list? Nice, nice, nice. Definitely agree with you a little bit there. I mean, that show was very intense at times where you even were thinking like the reality and the non-reality was kind of scary because at times you were like, damn, like I know this is not real and all, but it kind of like felt real, like because your body was like you were there,
It's almost like,
you were
what if
literally
it did
there.
happen?
That would be insane. Making the reality into the real world, bringing bringing that into reality is insane. Like even though as it was a reality to them, because if they get killed, they die,
Yeah.
which is scary because like could you imagine dying in a video game and just like dying and that's it? Like you don't even know why. I mean, obviously we knew why because
They were
they were
trapped
connected to the
in.
nerve gear and their heart would stop because obviously their souls are, I guess, I mean, or whatever
Their
is attached to their
brains.
bodies.
It was a whole neurological thing where the nerve gear was attached to a special part of the brain where if it was removed, it would strike a strong enough spark into the brain that would shut off all functions.
Yeah, which would be very, very scary. And the last thing we would ever want is to have that happen to anybody in real life or in virtual reality. And I mean, not to say anything else, but it's insane. But unfortunately, even after season one, when Kirito finished the game, he finished the death game and beat it. He still could not save the one person that did help him the most, and the person that we all knew who he fell in love with, which was Asuna. She was still stuck in the death game.
300 people were stuck in the death game.
Right, but including her more or less into the fact of the point where at the end he ended up saving everybody and ended up himself dying, but really his life and winning the game and in such led to his victory.
Yeah.
I honestly love the show, and I really am happy that I got introduced to that show a long time ago. And I'm very excited for the future of Sword Art Online. I know that they're coming out with more seasons. I know they are. And if they're not, then, I mean, great series nonetheless for the last three seasons of Sword Art, Gun Gale, and Alfheim, and of course the movie. Do not worry, guys. As Crumb mentioned before, we will be doing reviews of those animes as well. And I feel like as an anime fan, I want to conduct the best reviews for all of you guys. And I thank you so much for always supporting myself and Crumb, making these very great anime reviews. But as I said, man, that's all we have for you guys today. We very, very much so appreciate all the love and support on the animes. Make sure to check out my homie on YouTube. And make sure to check out myself, Forever One Ghost F1G. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And as always, guys, make sure to slap a like if you enjoy it as well. And as always, guys, stay awesome, stay blessed, and keep watching anime. And see you next week on our next anime review adventure.